I was told to show, not tell, so watch me.
Roll and throw it. First time this year. Slings one down the field. It's Jaheim Bell caught over the shoulder to the 30. At the 25, running away at the 10. 5. Touchdown. Are you kidding me? Boom.
Yeah. It is not got me jump straight offensive. You get off the straight direction because it runs without an engine. When did I fail to mention?
All right, welcome back to the GamecockScoop.com podcast. We have a very special guest with us today, recent commitment from the 2024 class, quarterback Dante Reno out of Loomis Chaffee High School. How's it feeling, Dante? How's it feel to get that decision locked in?
Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, South Carolina's a great university. Me and my family, it's been a long process, but through everything we've gone through, I mean, South Carolina's a place for us. And it's gonna be fun. Starting there.
Yeah. So ultimately, what do you think sets South Carolina apart from your other options? I mean, obviously, very highly rated quarterback out of the 2024 class. You had plenty of options. What ultimately set the Gamecocks apart?
Yeah, I mean, I started my whole recruitment process my freshman year in high school. So I received my first scholarship. So they've done a great job recruiting me and my family, to be honest with you. I mean, my dad and my mom are a big part of it, and both my brothers and sister. So they've done a great job recruiting all of us, making all of us feel at home, and just staying the course. And they didn't really say what we wanted to hear. They were real with us the whole time, which is kind of what I was looking for in a coaching staff and in a place to go play.
Yeah. So speaking of that, like family aspect, your dad obviously is a college football head coach at Yale. What was it like kind of having him along for that process, because he's seen both sides of recruiting and all?
Yeah, it's been great. He's been on a bunch of visits with me, and he obviously has a different outlook than most fathers or most people in the recruiting era. He's really observant, is what I would kind of say. When we go on visits and stuff like that, he's usually pretty quiet, and he takes it all in. And at the end, we'll all gather as a family. We'll talk about how the visit went. But I mean, growing up as a coach's kid, I mean, I knew the whole recruiting pitch that everyone would give to all the kids, because he would give a very similar one on his university. But I kind of knew like what I was looking for and what he was looking for too, because he wasn't going to let me go to a college he didn't believe that I could develop both as a person and as a player. So he was definitely a big help, and also my mom too. She went on a lot of visits with me that my dad couldn't go on, and she's been a great help for me, keep me grounded, keep me determined, keep me dedicated to just football and my team, my friends and family, not let me get too out of whack with the whole recruiting stuff and social media and all that stuff. But I also have a great support staff. My quarterback coach, Mike McCarthy, he's been great to me, and I saw with him 2 years ago, and he took my game to a whole nother level that I thought was possible. I just didn't know how long it would take. And then Sean and Shane at Exceed, where I train in the off season, they've also been great for me, and they changed my body over the past couple of years, and they said they've also taken my game to that level too.
Yeah, it sounds like you definitely have a system in place that kind of puts you further along maybe than most rising juniors in high school. Another person that's, ideally going to be a part of that development is Coach Satterfield, offensive coordinator at South Carolina. Has he given you a sense of how you'll fit into the system, and what specifically about his offense attracted you to want to become the main guy at South Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's when you go into college, you got to work. You got to put your head down and take it day by day. But his offense is going to make me a better player, both on the field and in the meeting rooms too. And their offense and pro-style offense, which is my end goal in football, is be a NFL player. I'm sure a lot of kids are too. But you kind of got to prepare like that in college to be able to play in the NFL and be able to perform on Saturdays and win some games. So that's kind of a big thing for me, and what Coach Satterfield is going to develop me. I mean, he loves me like anyone else. I mean, he developed a great relationship with me. We could talk for hours, not even about football, about anything. That was a huge turning point for me, and also Coach Zeb Nolan, who played last year a little bit, but he's a GA there now. He also helped me a lot when we went on our last visit. Me and him just sat down and talked for like an hour about what he thought South Carolina could be and how he loved it there when he wasn't just playing, when he was off the field. And then Coach Coleman too. He was also another great factor. He's a great mind, and he's great technically with quarterbacks, and he's also really good in the film room too. So I feel like I could take my game to a whole nother level with those three guys.
Definitely. Would you say that what your understanding of the offense so far is very similar to your high school offense, or a lot different? Or
yeah, I mean, we run a pro style offense at our school a little bit. We go under center, I'd say probably 10% of the time, but we like to throw it a little bit because up north we have some good receivers and good tight ends. So that's kind of the way we do it. But I mean, transitioning into college, I think it would be a really good idea to get under center a little bit. Not all the time, but for the amount that they want to do it, run the ball a little bit, but kind of hand it off, under center, all that stuff. So they used to do that in 8th grade. I mean, I'm sure everyone else did when they were growing up because no one could go in shotgun. But just going back to that a little bit, do some hard play action stuff, and also going in the gun too and running a high-powered offense.
Yeah, definitely a big part of competing in the SEC is having that ability to establish the run to kind of set up those down the field passes. Okay, you mentioned like that you have a personal goal of making it to the NFL, but also do you have some personal goals for your time at South Carolina and for the team in the 4 years that you plan, or however many years before you finish your career there?
Yeah, I mean, just developing as a player and as a person, I think I can do that really well with their staff. And obviously everyone's end goal, and especially at South Carolina, I eventually want to win a national championship and win as many games as we can. So that's the goal for me, and establishing a program that a lot of people don't think can happen now. But I mean, there's no reason why I can't at South Carolina. You got everything you need. So just doing that, and obviously just taking it day by day, winning the team over, winning the coaching staff over. But like I said, I got a little bit of time before that, so I just got to focus on what I need to do now for my team.
Yeah, as I was reading up on you, I saw that you actually won your high school's first ever state championship this past year. So is that idea of going to a program on the rise and being kind of the first to do it something that attracted you to South Carolina?
Yeah, I think it's always. I mean, if you're a competitor in any sport, I hope you want to win games, but you also want to do it like with people that haven't done it before. I mean, you don't want to just join a bandwagon team and just go do that somewhere else. I mean, well, when I came to Loomis last year, they were 3-5 the year before that, and then we had the COVID season, and then my first year here with our old coach Moore, he brought in all of us, and we won the first championship in school history, in our first bowl game in school history. So that was a huge thing for us. And obviously at Loomis, they had never done it before. So it's obviously at South Carolina, it's not like they've never won a national championship before. They've never made it that far, been at the top. So it's definitely a little different in college, but I mean, for sure, it's definitely a goal, and it's definitely a challenge I would like to take.
Yeah, so part of that is going to be that idea that you can bring in recruits with you in the 2024 class. And then have you had much communication with people in the 2023 class as far as commits and maybe people that you're pushing to try to join you?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a bunch of 23 commits. They had, I think, 6 the past couple of weeks here in June. So I've talked to a bunch of them. Mazio Bennett, Josiah Thompson, Cam Pringle, kind of like my 3 guys that we went on a visit together. We took pictures and stuff like that all together. But those are like my 3 guys in my class that I'm trying to get because we're all South Carolina kids. They're very good in our class, and most of them are at the top of their position. So those are like the 3 guys that I'm trying to get. But obviously, for the 2023 class, it's going to be another huge plus.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's a pretty solid start to an offense there if you can get Cam and Josiah and Mazio all with you. All right, last question. So along those same lines, now that you're part of the program, what would your pitch be to someone that's kind of on the fence and considering South Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm gonna tell the guys I'm recruiting, like, why not South Carolina? I mean, they got top 5 facilities in the country, top 5 coaching staff in the country, and the fan base is as passionate as anyone that I know. So you got everything you need. It's great education. It's a great city in Columbia. Great weather too. I mean, you're 2 hours from the beach and you're 2 hours from the mountains. So I mean, there's not really much more that you could want in college. And obviously, I mean, winning national championships is the end goal, but you gotta like build a brand for yourself and build a name for yourself. And at South Carolina, they've been waiting for a little bit to do that. So I feel like with my class, 24 class, and then 23 class ahead of me, it's gonna be pretty special. So just keep on developing as a class, and we're gonna start something special at South Carolina.
2 hours from the beach, 2 hours from the mountain. They should put that on a Columbia like tourism magazine. Dante, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Little inside baseball, folks that have stuck around this long. We did a whole interview and then I forgot to hit record, and this just tells you what kind of person Dante is. He stuck around and we did the whole thing again. So thank you for being patient through that, and can't wait to see how the rest of your high school career plays out, and we'll keep people updated on that. And then can't wait to see you in the Garnet and Black.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, Dante.
You too.